Welcome, guys. We are hopping in to our match versus St. Clair Academy. We are back from spring break, and we are currently 5-3 in our NACE Varsity Plus season. These are our round robin matches in our conference. And now we are starting off on Control on Li Jiang Tower. We have a little bit of change in our roster today. We have Twilight Lover subbing in for Luke. Twilight Lover is going to be on support with Sir, and then Yoded on the tank Diva. Tool was our support, is now going to be our DPS today, and he's playing some Sojourn. And then we have Axel on his notorious Genji. So starting off, we have a Diva mirror here. We do see an Echo on the side of St. Clair Academy here. So far, a stalemate on the start here. Trying to find a pick. Axel gets low. There's Susu out from Twilight Lover. Their Diva's at half here. Our Yoded is diving in on him, trying to demech. The demech is there. Now they have a baby Diva out. And Axel gets taken down. Going in towards the point. Trying to isolate this Echo out here. Looks like Echo might get away there. But we were able to get their Kiri in the meantime. Baby Diva's still trying to make their back to getting their mech back. And we should be able to capture the point here, just with a slight advantage. So they're going for a little boob. Takes a lot of damage there. Barely makes it out. Team's able to hold control of the bridge here. Twilight Lover already almost at their ultimate here. Looks like St. Clair Academy is going to take control of the house here. Pushing out a little bit with the Diva. Good shot under the Kiri to get him low, make him push back. Demeching the Diva once again here. Our Yoded's really low there. Susu saves him, able to stay alive in the meantime. Lost the mech as well. But our supports almost have their ultimates here. We're still holding strong. Echo onto the point, gets taken out by Baby Diva. Waiting to see how the Academy St. Clair side is going to push now, but they're just going to wait for the respawns. Ooh, Tool almost gets taken out by some Kiriko. Both of our supports sitting on ults, but their DPS are sitting on ults. Their Diva is now pushing up onto the control point, contesting. Echo in the back. Takes over our Sojourn. The beat from our Lucio doesn't quite get out in time. Trying to isolate this Echo again, but we lost the point in the meantime. And it looks like we're going to back off. Yoded, or not Yoded, Tool almost back with ultimate. Ultimate coming out from the Emery. Takes out two. Both of our supports are down here. It looks like a little team wipe there from the Emery ult. Good reset from Yoda there to get the mech back quicker. But now we're going to be sitting on 4 ults. We should be able to just take point back as we walk in. But we got to watch out for, yeah, they have Beat Bomb and Kiri Rush. We're going to take the same angle that they took last fight. This Echo is just harassing our backline here. They Kiri Rush early to prevent us from contesting here. And we're still holding on to our ultimates. Trying to wait to see when we're going to pop one here. There's Tool. Tool gets taken out immediately, though. There's the Lucio beat from Academy. No way. Yoda gets booped off on Diva. That's an unfortunate misplays there. Got to contest here soon. They're reaching 90%. We have Rush and Bomb. Diva going right to point. Tool gets taken out. TP onto point. Gonna see a rush here. We are in the 3v5 now. 3v2. Or 5v2. Now we're gonna be stuck out here. Little Bomb. Trying to stay alive on the bomb. Not quite able to. And now they're at 78, 98, 99. And that will be it for the first round there. Still pretty close, 85 to 100. I think we were really hesitant on our ultimates there for some reason. Sometimes we were, you know, in an even fight and we're just holding on to our ultimate. We had Curie rush the entire round there.
Ready for battle.
I'll be able to just throw these out.
You remind me
Take
of
our
myself
advantages when we
I was
have
younger.
them. Because I think that was one of the first ultimates we had. We are back at it.
Capture the objective.
Gonna see the same comps, no changes, except for Tool on Cassidy instead of the Sojourn. I mean, after all said about that first round, it was still very close. I want to see what we can do here. We had the advantage over the Diva most of the time, getting the back first. Yoda just gets caught out there, yeah, with Sir as well. We just kind of dive into a closed space,
The objective is now active.
and they just follow up on us.
They're taking the objective.
This music stops for no one.
My gift to you.
Taking that same approach. I like this casting skill. See, now Yoda just kind of separated here. This Diva can hit him in, but he's got Lucio with him at least. Oh yeah, we got the Axe from Vendetta. This will help out a lot. Yoda taking a lot of damage here though. Be careful of that Echo Beam. Yeah, no, can't survive this here. We're all gonna have to recoup.
This one's definitely going platinum.
Alright, let's see some Vendetta action. Let's get on that Emery, that Curie. Slice up his Diva. Taking the same approach that we have been. Doing a lot of poke damage here. Pushing in with Vendetta. There's the Emery low. Finishing off. Nice. Emery is down. Sir goes down 4v4. Take down their Curie. Get their Echo. One more hit. Oh, there's the
Vendetta.
grab a Mega. Oh. Just enough. Stay alive. Stay alive. Oh, they still have their Diva up.
Like a gentle
Unfortunately, they're nearing 90%. We are gonna have 2 ultimates, almost 3 when we come into this next fight. Just gonna have to try to find some opening. Diva just gets eaten up trying to get into the point there. They're not able to get it either. Just not quite able to make anything happen. We're sitting on 3 ultimates, almost 5 ultimates here at the end of the round. Just got to use our ultimates here. It's a real rough first 2 matches there. That first round was still very close, but we just weren't able to quite take advantage there in the second round. Good stuff to St. Clair Academy. Play the game from their Diva. Yeah, just getting dove in these close spaces here. Not many places you can go. So good try there from the first game. And then we'll be going to a BRB while they're selecting their next map here. So we'll be right back with the next match.
Alrighty. Looks like we are just kind of locking in here. Perfect beginning for Missouri Western. Looks like we are revamping into this map. A second ago, I know we didn't have really the best of mappings. And as always, I know you noticed that I'm not really Chance. I am Brooke. I am here for the second round, just locking in. Going over characters real quick. Axel is playing Tracer. Twilight Lover's playing Curie. Sir is playing Lucio. And Yodid is playing Zarya. And Tool is playing Sojourn. As we know from the past, these aren't really our normal characters today. Twilight Lover has switched in for Luke for once. So kind of just playing in that whole advantage for our heals. So as we know, Twilight Lover is a really great healer just from her character profile. We've had really good hits with her in and out of these two different zonings. Alright, kind of just locking into the scene though. Looks like again we're going to vamp that portal from Sojourn, just kind of lock in people and take damage while we can. Taking advantage of that moving point. No one has really touched the robot yet with about 8 minutes and 55 seconds left on the clock. Looks like again we're just kind of reading the room. On the opposition side they have a Lucio, the new character. Forgive me, I do not know his name fully. And then we also have an Orisa, a Curie, and also a Tracer. So again, just kind of meeting back to back here with characters to characters. Again, we do lose Sir in that vamping session, but again, just got to be careful about those Tracers to Tracer indications. But once again, kind of taking care of the problems here and there. Looks like we're going after Tracer, popping in the beam. Nice movement from Sir. Still taking out that Tracer. Good advantage, got the robot, and now we're moving forward. Looks like, again, we're just kind of watching and waiting for those vamp points just to give us a little bit more damage increase. Again, Tracer just kind of watching the movements here, healing people as we need to, and sending people back. Almost to that 25. Awesome. Past that, and we're almost to 30 feet there. Just kind of watching and kind of damage outcome as well. Again, gotta watch from what's happening. Or Tracer does... Oh, opposition Tracer does take out Sir. Players Academy is kind of just reading Missouri Western as we go, so Missouri Western's either going to need to either kind of, you know, walk back. Oh, that was a really close call for Axel. The Suzu does save him just in time, along with some minor healing perks, so we just really need a kind of a boost here. I don't know what they want to do plan-wise to kind of just send in, but it looks like we are going to approach that first pointing. Missouri Western is taking pretty much the lead right now with less than 7 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock for them to fully take over, but hey, that's as much time as anyone needs. It could be anybody's turn. Orisa making a huge approach with Yoda kind of with the backfire, countering it and moving it back. Orisa kind of taking advantage here, trying to take out as much. One hit on that top player, taking him out just in time before he ults. Nice movement by Missouri Western, not making sure anybody's lost in the barricade of this ult. Orisa pops her ult. Lucio pops ult to give some extra help to people that, you know, just in case we need to get taken out. Just kind of, Tracer's gonna make a little bit of a jump, go for the other Tracer. What are we doing here? Lucio and them are just kind of countering off of each other right now. Nice movement. Made the team pretty much back up for a second, but we're going to need to be really careful for our back line so we do not lose anybody in between and now. With 6 minutes and 40 seconds left on the counter, it is anybody's game. Popping all on Missouri. Oh, never mind. On the opposition side, Steve Real does pop his ult to give Missouri Western a challenge to pop in. Again, Claire Academy does take advantage of this and pushes forward on Missouri Western, overwhelming pretty much the tank and the supports. Everyone is having to move back immediately and severely. Again, Missouri Western counters it with their Suze and along with their ult. Tracer backing up, getting the extra damage in. Are we going to see a ult in a second here? Nope, looks like we're just going to back up and recounter. Nicely done, fully taking out the other DPS on the other side team of Claire Academy. Amazing job by Missouri Western taking advantage of these little protocols here and there. I mean, if you can separate people and kind of deter, how do you do? I mean, you got to do what you got to do just to get some points in. Again, Missouri Western is just kind of watching it, taking the robot in, and it looks like we are making an approach. We're going to need to regroup, though, back up with our main tanker here. That way we can have enough support just to make a good push. Again, looks like they're kind of renouncing it by giving those little pinpoints there. Nice movement by Missouri Western, just kind of having that interaction, just left to right movements. Again, we still have one ult on Missouri Western side to give them a little bit of a balance boost along with Sojourns in a couple of minutes. The opposition side only also has their Tracers as well, and the closest one that will be up to that is the other DPS. Again, Missouri Western is kind of countering super well. However, they do lose pretty much a healer and DPS, and they lose their tank all in that little succumbing moment when they popped ult. So Missouri Western does get a couple of kills, but does lose their grip as they're trying to claim the robot again. 91.94 meters they leave within the 5 minutes radius. Again, now the opposition team is taking advantage of the robot, and they are moving forward as we speak. So I don't know what Missouri Western wants to do. Oh, reading tracer movements. Nicely done. Again, Missouri Western's just kind of reading the room, reading positions as they go. That was a really nice job done by Axel, just kind of knowing the area and understanding the surroundings. Again, kind of look for that high ground here. Looks like they're going to take advantage of that. Popping out heals. There is a danger in need of heals along with Axel. Sometimes you got to give a life to have a life. All right, popping off from Soldier, popping up some heals. Really good timing there. Take out the Ramatra, I'm guessing. Ramatra does kind of pop up a little bit of a Vex Circle just to take out some health here and there. Again, we are just getting crowded. Nice done. Nicely done by Tool by taking out the blast. Again, Missouri Western's just kind of reading the room. Read the room. Oh, 2 ults get taken, losing both of our healers in that contest. Missouri Western is pretty much at a lack of heals and readiness. I'm afraid we're probably going to lose our tank. That's going to cost a lot of bit of time and progression for Missouri Western to take the robot back and progress. Alright, we do have our tank fully reloaded along with our DPS. Looks like we're just kind of positioning, watching what we're doing. Soldier's going to back up a little bit here. Good move. Looks like we're just kind of doing wall-to-wall progression here with pretty much everybody's for themselves here. Good push, good push. This is a little bit of a choke point for some people if you're not able to get that progression, as you know. Ramatra does pop a little bit of a strength movement just to give them a little bit more time to progress. The opposition side does pop Kiri just to kind of ult out Missouri Western, but we also have a couple of ults to our own progression. Our tank is pretty much taking heavy damage, gets taken out, pretty much a full team wipe from Missouri Western. Amazing job by Sinclair, pretty much taking advantage of that and wiping Missouri Western with the floor. Missouri Western does have 2 ults in pretty much their pockets here. They could have used it at any time to pretty much give us some time to balance it out, but once again, if you're kind of overcome and overwhelmed with a lot of damage outcome, you just can't really do much there. Again, I guess we're going for a little bit of a balance outcome, trying to go for the back players here. But Ramatra's doing the same thing, popping. Dude, just full on tanked our whole support system. That was a really good, pretty much balance outcome from the opposition side. Pretty much popping Lucio. Ramatra popped his ult, popped the Vex Circle, pretty much surrounded everybody and took everybody's piece by piece. I don't know what Missouri Western got for an idea, but they're going to need it quick and efficiently, or this is not going to end well. Alright, popping ult to get a little bit more of a boost and heal boost right now. Nicely done by Tool, taking advantage and taking that Suzu up for that big balance. Again, taking out Ramatra as we go. Again, we take out the DPS. We do get a balance back of Tool losing his own advantage out that way. Again, nicely done by Twilight Lover, taking out the other. So we're taking out a person for a person, like I said, player for player. Again, we're just gonna have to really watch that Lucio, but we gotta take this robot. We don't got time to sit there. We don't got time to sit there and wait. Now, since we can see through the walls, we are going to see a little bit of a huge impact in just a second. Lucio is by himself. He can do whatever he wants. We need to focus on healing to get that support moving. Ramatra does have high ground, so this could be a problem for any of our healers along with our DPS. So we're going to need a little bit of a watch here. Again, popping ult from the opposition side, not really giving much time for anybody to think. Sir pops his ult to hopefully give a fighting chance for any of the DPS along with our healers. Again, pretty much a good call there, giving us some more time to not only take out the opposition's healer and DPS. This does kind of give us a boost that we need. We do lose Yodit in this progression. Tool also gets taken. Never mind, it was the opposite. Yoda takes out a couple of the healers and DPS and it's in trade for their own. Again, Missouri Western takes advantage. The robot is all by himself. Okay, they heard me. Love it, love it. Again, player for player here, player for player. We just need to watch the game, move the robot, but they do take back the robot.
This ends now.
Yeah, thank you for the announcement, bro. Again, popping on Tool's side. I don't know why we're running after. I mean, go for it. Go bad boy, go bad boy. Alrighty, it looks like we are doing some damage increase along with some movements here. It looks like we do take it back that robot just in time, taking out the Tracer, DPS, and Ramatra all in that overcome. We do have 10 seconds left, so all they have to do is hold the robots for 10 seconds. We do have 2 ults in our progression, but on the other side, they almost have 3 ults to their progression. So we need to play smart and play efficiently. Just hold. Just hold. My whole thing is I would actually pop ult outside and behind and push from kind of like that right side, just to give him some more time to kind of let the overtime pretty much die down. Again, popping ult, taking out the Tracer, who successfully takes it out with his ult. Nice movement from the Tracer for Axel. Twilight Lover pops her ult, giving some healing balances. We are kind of at an all-time low, but we just need to watch that tank. Tank and DPS, tank and DPS. Damage for damage, damage for damage, damage for damage. We do lose Kiri in that progression. Anybody needs to get that Ramatra. That was so unfortunate for Missouri Western. Oh, yeah. Sinclair does take over that win, making that 2 for 2 for them.
Play of the game.
Play of the game does go to the Ramatra player, so we're gonna see this little play outro just to kind of see what they're gonna do here. Gotcha, so this was pretty much when we were at the half point with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. Pretty much where we were at even grounds. A very good comeback from St. Clair is just moving together. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with how they wanted to move forward. So let's kind of crack things down. So from my understanding from Missouri Western's perspective, they had the first pretty much good like 2 to 3 minutes of that game. Pretty much straight on. Their defense was in the right place. Their heads were in the right place. It's more that when we came down to certain pinpointer locations, so right when they got to the 92.64 meter, they lost their grip along the way. Like, oftentimes they would split apart. Like, I don't know why the Tracer and the Lucio were, like, hanging out together. But I know, like, the Tracer's supposed to split off, go for the background, and get, like, the characters that are all by themselves and splitting up just like we did. But in this scenario, I actually think it was much worse because I think we were at a disadvantage because of it. And we lost a lot of grounds and time to kind of, like, ult and move forward. So I think it actually was a decrease in progression while actually getting progression like we wanted. And then the opposition side was just kind of, like I said, able to read it. Because I feel like the Lucio was pretty much flanking us just to kind of draw back the other characters and move them all aside. So that the way they had time to, you know, push the Ramatra to that high ground point, have the healers behind them to kind of support them, damage boost, and push. But that was the thing that I also noticed is that our tank was able to read that, and they did very good with kind of reacting and moving us forward to where we didn't have to have that deterioration points. Or, you know, most of the time when you get to the middle high point where you hit the first B location before you head on to the final destination, most of the time you have that cramped corner, or you have the little indents where you can go inside the building. Most of the time those are cramp points that you don't want to be stuck inside, but usually it's great for healers. But in this endurance, I also noticed that we weren't really using cramped corners to kind of like take advantage of little healing points. I actually kind of think it was a little scattered more than really cohesive. But overall, I think looking forward for next round, it looks like we might be going to New Junker City, which is a open valley point. Means we're gonna have multiple flash points. So it's going to take about 3 points for them to win overall. And this will either be the end of the game or Missouri Western will either win or will take a loss here. But I really hope Missouri Western will pretty much get on their A game. They're normally very good at flash points and they're very understanding with it all. So hopefully we can get some more progression from like these last 2 rounds. I know I wasn't here for the first one, but I know Chance has kind of filled me in on little bits and pieces that we weren't really being very self-aware when it came to some ults and some indications for it. But overall, I just think we need a fighting chance to not only be aware of our surroundings, angles, but also I think it's just reading the other team in general. Because if they're gonna push us on an angle, just like from Joe's choking points, we need to be able to have an ult ready to have a reactive point, so we can actually push through when we have opportunities to take advantage of robot or flashpoint. Because that's going to be like those moments that really count for Missouri Western to take advantage of point and to move forward. Other than that, I think their gameplay is their gameplay. Their choices are their choices. For the opposition team, I think you did a phenomenal job reading Missouri Western the way that you did. I have a lot of expectations, and they were met. So until then, we'll hear about bans in a little bit, but we're going to go to a BRB, and I will see you guys right when they pop in for the next round. Hey. I don't think they heard me. I don't think I can. Hi guys. So how's everybody's day? I know I got shiny stuff on my face, I realized. The other thing too is Gracie's not here. We saw that she was in the game. So she was kind of walking off and doing her thing. But other than that, events. There are upcoming events tomorrow at 7 to 9. We have a Sims event. So if you want to come by the eSport Arena and try to get a $25 gift card for that winning pot, come by. We'd love to see you guys to not only participate, but also just to come and look around esports. We do have a lot more expectations heading up next year. If you have any questions about next year's events, or if you want to talk to our regional manager, Chance, or if you have any other questions and you want to know more about esports, you can always ask Chance. Chance AU is who he goes by. You can ask him about our Discord, or alongside as any other information has it. We can also get into other informations like down in our Twitch chat. I know that we have links to our Instagram, our Twitter, and so forth. So if you have any questions about it, you can always ask us about for more information. But until then, we are going to lock in and we are going to get to pretty much here in Junker City. So let's lock in and have a fun time, everybody. Alrighty. Alright, about 14 seconds left until they have Flashpoint open up. Go back on my headphones. Alright, looks like we're just kind of positioning here. Everybody's just kind of being self-aware. Gonna go over to players. Alright, Axel's going his normal player, which is Genji. Twilight Lover going as Kiri. Sir's going as Wu Yang. Yodid as going our lovely lady. And then Tool is going as Cassidy. Opposition side for St. Clair. Oh, excuse me. Is going as... I forget his name too. Help. Opposition side has Sojourn, Diva, Kiri, Our Lady. Looks like we're just kind of watching balancing here. Love it. Missouri Western does get full team kill with moving up that flashpoint count. Like I said, every count really does count. Oh, it looks on the opposition side, they do switch over. Love it, love it, love it. So they are going back to their tracer count. Again, they're going to push Missouri Western to kind of get that open angle so they can take advantage of Missouri Western's open sides. They want to have that angle so that way they can take advantage of how their defense is. Again, taking out the healers is going to be your main coordination along with your DPS. If no one's doing enough damage or healing, you're just going to have an easy time rolling over a team. Oh, looks like Missouri Western does lose their tank and the DPS in that regard. On the opposition side, they're just kind of pushing out Missouri Western, actually trying to make a progression here, try to give some more time to Missouri Western and not only back up and react in time, but unfortunately it's just not enough. So we do lose a lot of progression from Missouri Western side to have that continuation. 81% is what we leave it at, and the opposition team for St. Clair's Academy now begins their approach to almost 40%.
Oh, sweet.
Popping ult from the opposition side to just give him a little bit more of a boost. Sir pops his ult to give a little bit more of the wave movement here, just to give a boost in not only speed but also healing buffs. Nice movement from our tank. Though he's low, though they are very much low health. They don't really have much time. Missouri Western does get a full team wipe, along with St. Clair's just taking advantage of that. Now we are past the point of 90. Looks like we're just gonna do a little bit of back checking, just healing up. We do need to be careful of St. Clair, just kind of not only testing Missouri Western's back alignments. This is either gonna go really well or really bad. Again, Missouri Western looks like they're just kind of watching the backgrounds, just making sure everybody is pretty much here on the same page. Other than that, Missouri Western is going to fight themselves. Wu Yang pops a bit of a wave to get some healing boost. Diva's pretty much centering on Sir to kind of take him out. No healers, like I said. No healers, no gains. Again, on the opposition side, we're just pretty much getting wiped to the floor, popping out a little bit more of a movement here. We don't have any balls extra to give some more time, just to give some balancing. Almost takes out the healer in that amount. Diva does take an advantage, making most of the damage pretty much happen from the background. Missouri Western just doesn't have any time to pretty much get on their feet to just get that advantage movement. With now 10% on the board, Missouri Western does still have time to make that advantage movement, but we need to be watchful on how we want to make this movement. Looks like, again, Diva's just kind of reading the room. As you know, she normally kind of just pushes out characters and kind of gets along the movement points. So we're just going to have to be really careful on how we want to maneuver and do our own things here. So, again, Missouri Western is kind of doing what she does. Oh my goodness, Missouri Western has another team full wipe.
I am back. Time to crush.
Y'all, we need to, like, mix it up or something. If not, we gotta do something about that Diva. That Diva is like the pain in our neck right now. See, I knew they did that so they could take out the healers, but nobody was ready, and then he popped ult right on the spot when she popped Black Hole. Nice! Axel's at the objective! Takes out the healer in that progression, but does pretty much get a whole wipeout.
Lost. Next flashpoint.
Oh my lord, y'all. Oh my lord. Again, it looks like Missouri Western is just kind of getting red. Every corner is pretty much advantage to them right now. Nobody's able to really crack down the barrier or move forward together. Popping out Bubble to maybe give some more opposition time. We do have an ult for Cassidy, but hopefully this can even be a good hindrance to the opposition side. But again, we are just getting red, trampled, and absolutely crushed. Dude, that Diva is just all over, causing so much hindrance right now. You could pop up and do some extra healing. That would be absolutely popping Deadeye. Dude, there's just nothing you can really do. Everybody's pretty much getting hindrance pushed. Nobody's there at the right time or at the right movements. It's just a mess, really. Dude, ever since they switched over to that Tracer from Vendetta, I don't know how in the world they're gonna get out of this. Again, I really just think there's a lot of ups and downs right now from both teams. Missouri Western's really seeing the outlook of it, just trying to get on the grounds and take advantage of points. Axel's bringing in that vibe right now. They're just trying to get it out. Oh, crap. That was not what anybody wanted to see, but losing that to a really bad. Again, Diva's back in her harness. There's really nothing you can do. Oh my gosh, Keck is absolutely annihilated, tossed off the map. I don't know what they're gonna do. do. Dude, that Diva is just like, aim is on point. Like, I don't even know what you can do in that scenario. Sinclair does take the full win here, 3-0 from Missouri Western. So that's pretty much. Do we play to 5 rounds, or I think it's the best of 3, isn't it? At least we got the player of the game. Hey, sometimes you gotta take advantage of those edgings. That's what we talked about before, is that we need pretty much the advantage to just watch out for not only our angles, but our sides. So, quick recap. We really need to focus on angles. No less. I don't know what they were gonna do against that Diva. I'm gonna be so dead honest. I don't even know. I mean, they could have went to Rhine. I mean, that's like my only other best idea that they could have done, is switch to Rhine to give them more time to just kind of move away the chances and such. But other than that, Missouri Western was really pretty much red. Spit and Spear, they were just really mowed over quickly and efficiently. There was really no time for them to really make a mistake. If they did, the other team was just all over it. But other than that, I think that's really all we could really do for Missouri Western all today. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta move forward, and hopefully they will learn from their mistakes and they'll keep going. But other than that, if you guys have any other questions, we do have events coming up for esports, like tomorrow. Don't forget about it. It's gonna be a event from 7 to 9. It'll be for Sims. And then continuing on, we do have other games throughout the week, so stay connected with us through our Twitter, our Twitch, and our Instagram. So look out for those socials. We'll be happily seeing ya here at the Esports Centers. And as always, I'm Brooke Cutler, and I'll be signing off today for the Griffins Esports team.